Good evening. 2 people have managed to escape from a major fire which destroyed their workplace in Hampshire overnight. Flames took hold at the headquarters of the banking computer software firm Next Era in Waterlooville shortly after midnight, while the employees were inside. However, today, despite the devastation, the company's owners said it was business as usual, as Richard Slee reports.
The fire started shortly after midnight and soon spread to the whole of the top floor and roof of the 2-storey office block. It took 6 fire crews and specialist units about 4 hours to bring the blaze under control. 2 workers were in the building at the time. They say they saw smoke coming from the ceiling, but by the time they'd grabbed fire extinguishers, it was too late to fight the flames. Business owner Dave Adcott arrived in the middle of the night. His company is the world leader in providing software automation that allows most of the major banks to be compliant. Trading floors and financial institutions from Hong Kong to New York rely on the service 24 hours a day.
We're an automation company and we automate things for banking, and we use our own automation software to make sure all our equipment is backed up and our software is backed up. So all of that ran correctly before the fire, which we're back up and running within a few hours.
So you've lost the building, but your business is still 100% working?
Absolutely. No one has been injured. This is just bricks and mortar. In fact, my team have been up and running in the middle of the night, making sure that our customers are still working as they should be.
Dave's now looking for alternative office space for his 30 staff, but until then they can continue working from home thanks to the magic of cloud storage. Because of the nature of this business, disruption has been minimal, and perhaps it's a lesson for all of us about why we need to back up important data and information. An investigation into what caused the fire is now underway, but considering the eyewitness accounts from the staff working late last night, foul play is not suspected. Richard Slee, ITV News, Waterlooville.
The family of a grandfather from Sussex who was killed on the A27 at Lancing has spoken of their sadness at his death. Trevor Campbell, who was 59, was hit by a car at 6 o'clock yesterday morning. His wife, Rosemary, described him as a wonderful man who will be sadly missed. A man from Climping who was detained on suspicion of causing death by careless driving has been released without charge. A church choir conductor has been jailed for 6 years for sexually abusing a teenage boy. 57-year-old David Everett from Bournemouth met his victim through his connections with the Priory Church choir in Christchurch. A man and a woman whose boat capsized in the Solent have been rescued by the crew of a Whitelink ferry. The couple in their 40s were suffering from hypothermia and taken to hospital. The RNLI later retrieved their 16-foot-long boat. A consultation's been launched in a bid to improve the care of people who have congenital heart disease. The cardiac unit at the University Hospital in Southampton is one of the largest in the UK and performs around 1,600 operations a year. NHS England would like to see surgeons do a minimum of 125 cases a year, the equivalent of 3 a week.
It's important to stress that services in this country are safe. Very important to stress that, and people shouldn't be concerned about the safety of services. However, having said that, these operations are becoming increasingly complex as we get better at helping children survive into life with congenital heart disease, and surgeons are operating on hearts that are often the size of a walnut, so very small organs. Understandably, these procedures become more and more complex.
Plans for new housing development in Hampshire have come under fire from parents who say the resulting increase in traffic would make it unsafe for their children to walk to school. 700 new homes are planned northwest of Fleet in an area known as Alvertham Chase. The developer insists it will include a new school and improve the roads. Kerry Johnston has the story.
It's a walk to school which many parents say has already become an unacceptable obstacle for their children, dodging vehicles in what is one of the busiest stretches of roads in the morning commute. These pictures were filmed by parents themselves, who say a proposed new housing development near Fleet will only make matters worse.
700 houses in this area, and most houses will have more than 2 cars. You know, a couple of thousand cars extra on our road when we're already dodging traffic every single day. is just not acceptable.
My concerns are basically the safety of the children when they have to cross the roads here to get to school.
Pollution levels are going to go up really high. Myself and one of my children actually have asthma, and I know that that's going to be severely affected.
This development doesn't actually come with the infrastructure to support it, and that's our major concern.
But houses have to go somewhere, don't they?
Absolutely, and we're not NIMBYs. What we're saying is put the houses in the right place. We know we need houses.
And this is what it's all about. A large plot of land which borders the M3 on that side and the railway line over here, with great transport links to London and the southeast. From a developer's point of view, it's prime real estate. Waits Developments say their proposal has been well thought out. They envisage safe areas for kids to play, as well as hundreds of much-needed homes for families to live in. In a statement, they said, as well as new homes, the scheme will include a new primary school, a community bus service, a village centre and green, with major investment provided for infrastructure, such as road improvements and secondary school expansion. Meanwhile, councillors who will eventually vote on the matter already have mixed views.
Well, it's really good to see new houses coming into the area because it's so desirable. One of my concerns, though, is a lot of residents are worried about the location of this particular development.
I think it's completely the wrong location, and I can openly say that I am against it and have been from the outset. You also need to listen to residents' concerns, which hasn't been done in this case.
Hart District Council says it's taking on board comments both for and against the scheme, including concerned parents. The matter is due to be discussed at a planning meeting next month. Kerry Johnston, ITV News, Fleet.
A man's been jailed for 3 months for 8 counts of fly tipping in Wiltshire. The 27-year-old from Salisbury illegally disposed of waste at several locations across the county, including areas of outstanding natural beauty. Drivers misusing a level crossing in West Sussex are to be targeted by new number plate recognition cameras. Incidents at the Yapton crossing near Ford have included a motorist who drove onto the track, causing 21 trains to be cancelled. After 13 months at sea, the crew of HMS Mersey have returned home to Portsmouth, having left in January last year. The crew were welcomed back by their families. During their deployment, they visited 32 ports in 19 countries, helping to tackle people trafficking and drug smuggling. Last April, the ship helped the US Coast Guard seize cocaine with a street value of £12 million off the coast of Nicaragua.
16 bales of cocaine were recovered and taken back on board HMS Mersey, along with 3 suspected drug smugglers, who we subsequently handed over to the US Coast Guard.
I did the whole trip, so I sailed with the ship last January. We did the Caribbean, been to places that I wouldn't go to normally. It's all been brilliant.
The ship is absolutely bouncing. It's on fantastic spirits at the moment. The crew are really pleased, and to see the smiles coming over the gangway as they get to see their friends and family, it's a big part of naval life, and everyone's really proud to have us back. It's a great reception.
And staying on the water, round-the-world sailor Alex Thompson is to be honoured with an official welcome home ceremony in Gosport tomorrow. He's back from the Vendée Globe race after managing to finish second, despite his yacht being damaged early on in the competition. Thompson will sail towards the ferry pontoon at 11 o'clock in the morning. There'll be a civic reception in Falklands Gardens straight after. And it's welcome home and congratulations to him. The weather now with Simon Parkin.
From sleet to the slopes, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening. Well, it is going to be a cold weekend, and there is a hint of winteriness about as well. Certainly a lot of gloom because the cloud isn't going anywhere, but it's the wintry showers that you've got to watch out for. Although things will change as we move into next week. The high pressure that's been sitting over Scandinavia, that's responsible for our very cold conditions, is going to give way to low pressure down to the south of us, and that's going to allow the temperatures to just creep up a touch. It certainly won't feel warm as we move into next week, but it will be brighter and a little bit bit less cold. For tonight, though, again, we're down to around freezing or below, a widespread frost, and there is a chance that we could see, well, just a little dusting of snow over the higher ground of the Chilterns, the Cotswolds, the Downs and Salisbury Plains. So watch out for slippery surfaces if they're untreated first thing tomorrow morning. And it will be another cold day, definitely staying cloudy, definitely a few showers here and there, and definitely that cold wind blowing in from the northeast. And that means temperatures, well, despite the fact they say 2-3 degrees, they're going to feel once again more like freezing. And then no change on Sunday, another cold and cloudy one, but things will brighten up on Monday.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
That's it from us for now. We're back at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. But from all of us here on the Late Team, thanks so much for watching. Good night.